There's a guy over there. Yeah, let's just run in. Let's see. Oh, shit. That's just my silly ally who loves to shoot at me. So where's this guy hiding? Oh, there's one up over this. So we're gonna use our speed in our little speed racer here. Get wrecked, son. We were out of ammunition, so that could have been bad. Now, how are we gonna get out of this? I've actually never been to this spot on the map. Baron, how do you get your golden eagles? I get them from free golden eagles, boys. Links in the video description below. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, Baron here. Looks like we are not able to fire our T-17. This is a user-made mission, and we're going to be checking out armored cars today. Let's make this loop. That's one of the things about armored cars is the turning radius is not as awesome as a tank. But so it looks like these are what, the White Cliffs of Dover, right? Yep, you can look on the map, and it's Cliffs of Dover. Can I just say, like, think with me here. This is this nice port city. Imagine, like, I'm gonna go crazy. Oh god, the radar installation. So there's a battle happening over there with planes. Ships are trying to sneak in, like landing craft are dropping off armored cars. I think that War Thunder should put some work into competitive play, but that certain vehicles, only a select few, should be competitive play vehicles, maybe, right? Like 20-30%, right, should be deemed these are worthy and are pretty well balanced, because when you're going for historical accuracy, balance isn't as much of an issue. You can do BR changes and stuff like that. But anyway, let's check out some armored cars, because that's what we're doing here. These bad boys have been in the game since day one. Look at that. What up, buddy? Oh my gosh, this is just gorgeous. So, we're looking at some... Look at that. You see anything? Do we look similar? Do we look similar? We look kind of similar. But this, my friends, is the M8 Greyhound. It's got a 37mm main gun, 50 caliber machine gun on the top. It's got the 6-wheeled, so it's a 6x6 right here. 37, I think it's got a crew of 2, maybe 3, something like that. I don't know about crews. I've never really studied crews. Like, you know what I mean? Come on. But these bad boys have been in the game for a very, very long time. Oh, here we are. Here's our big brother right here, the T-17. So we're going to check him out. He's also armed with a 37mm main gun. This is the T-17E1, I believe. And what's cool about it is there was different versions of these bad boys. So, look at that. Oh, the armored cars are so beautiful. But 37mm main gun. It looks like it has a 30 cal M19 19 on the top of it, and another 30 cal in the hull mounted, not coaxial. Does it have a coax? That'd be a lot of machine guns. It kind of looks like it might, that it just wasn't properly modeled. You guys let me know. We've got some experts in our community that like literally are super historical buffs, right? So like, look at this, man. Now imagine it's a persistent battle and there's like tanks up there and AI artillery installations, you know, howitzers, anti-tank guns, and there's just an amphibious landing coming into this port. Maybe it's supported by a battleship, you know, a few miles off the coast, just shelling. And then there's a scout plane up above calling in coordinates. And, you know, Slickbee's in his little OS2U Kingfisher that I just dumped off of my Pennsylvania. And I'm shelling the shit out of these defensive installations. The possibilities really are endless, guys, right? See, and that's what I fell in love with War Thunder. Here's a Panzerwehr for 42. And we've got some more Greyhounds, T-17, stuff like that, all around here. The Panzerwehr for 42. This is a cool little custom mission. I like being able to drive around in these ports because it gets my imagination going absolutely nuts. Like what War Thunder could become. Because I mean, if you think about it, it's still in its relative infancy. I mean, it's like an adolescent. This is like a 13-year-old kid right now, you know, running around. You see the potential, and every now and then they're kind of just a jerk, you know, but like, The potential, bros. The potential. I think we have a Japanese half tracks. We should have the Japanese. There they are. So we'll look at that too. I remember seeing like when someone zoomed in on the screenshot of the faces on the Daihatsu landing craft and some of the some of these half tracks. Like these things are loaded with infantry. I showed a video about infantry. I think there should be both AI infantry and infantry in the game. And for the persistent battles I'm talking about, it'd be essential. Like, you could pilot a you know what? So like the battle would be set up to where a lot of things would be scripted, certain things would go. So there's there's landing craft, Higgins boats, or Daihatsu landing craft, or whatever it is, depending on who's attacking who at the time. And you could be like, you know what? All right, maybe I've been working up my rank, and there we go. Ooh, there's the business model right there. So these games require you to play. They want you to play them, right? And one of the ways they keep getting you to play them is the grinding. Grinding up to open up new vehicles, new experiences, right? You're basically playing, and if you pay, you get to do it quicker, right? It's a pretty reasonable business model, I think. I think War Thunder's done it decently well compared to a lot of free-to-play games. There's a lot of shit free-to-play games out there, quite frankly. But yeah, so real quick, ADD. This is a Type 1 Hoha. It's a Japanese armored half-track based off the SD KFC 251/1 Zihadomag. It's got max 8mm of armor, so if I had machine guns right now and I could fire, I would light this mother trucker up. And interestingly enough, the way they mounted their machine guns, you couldn't fire directly behind you or directly in front of you. However, wouldn't it be cool if you're like, okay, I'm going to be a driver this round? And some of my buddies are all in this. Oh my gosh, the spiritual successor to Battlefield 1942. I could literally talk for hours. Ooh, what you hiding over here for, big guy? In the forest. Look at this, you're an armored car. And you go, like, you know, my naval barrage is just lit up the top. Infantry, light vehicles are landing. There's Sherman duplex drives, you know, floating in. And you're like, man, if I could just put some holes into that tarp type covering, you know, it would lose its buoyancy and they would sink. And then there's like one of your buddies driving the Sherman duplex drive. Like, think about that shit, guys. That's what this game could evolve into, and I really hope it does. Like, I've been talking about what my ideas would be for like these persistent battles, and I think they're experimenting with them. But this game, the possibilities are endless. Armored cars, you know, we want the Puma. Where are we looking at? So this is the M8 Greyhound, and there was one with a 50 cal machine gun, just a 50 cal, kind of like in a more anti-aircraft setup. There's the T69 version of this with 4 50 cal machine guns, but it was kind of deemed unnecessary because they liked the M16 motor gun carriage. There was a French version of this thing later, much later, where they put in a 90mm low velocity gun. You got the T17 armored car over here. Excuse me. And we've got the 250 cal version you're seeing right now. And then you've got the 37mm version right here. Then there's also a 3-inch howitzer one and even a 75mm howitzer version of that. There's so many different versions. Now those would be vehicles maybe not deemed for competitive play, right? In my theoretical version of War Thunder. But they would definitely be available for like these giant dynamic wars where it's like, you know what, this is the best representation of the combined arms of World War II, right? I want you guys to just visualize that, the possibilities. And like, look at how much detail they put in this. This is stuff that you only see from the sky. Yeah, it's a little borked if you're on the ground, but this is the amount of detail they put into when you're just fighting and you're like, oh, I gotta kill that plane up there to get, you know, enough silver to upgrade to the next tier of plane or to open up the upgrades. And they put this much kind of detail into it, and this is already in the game. So a little bit of fine tweaking, boom, make it this giant amphibious battle. It doesn't have to be like a competitive thing, it's just for fun. Let's go down here. I don't know if we can. This is gonna be interesting. Do we go through it? Okay. Oh my gosh. Yeah, so like armored cars trolling out here. There's landing craft coming in. There's someone in a submarine, mini subs, which would be vehicles not deemed for competitive play. but you could use them in these giant ones. You gotta play off a mothership, you know? Like, one of my buddies is out there in an I-400, or, you know, a big Japanese mothership, destroyer, cruiser, battleship, whatever. We coming in these mini subs. Duplex drives are coming in. They can't see me, and I'm just plugging holes in them. You know, then some of the other amphibious tanks, PT-76s, start coming in. I don't know, man. Just the possibilities are endless. So anyway, I'm gonna dream about being a submarine, guys. Oh, look at this. We're under the sea. So, you know what? Let's see some action on this T-17 and continue this discussion about armored cars. You know, glider-borne tanks. Just the endless possibilities of this game. Let me know what you guys think would be fun. Like, in the comments. Let's get a legitimate discussion starting about all the possibilities that this game could do. Alright, so now we're going to take out the armored car. And you know what? This bad boy, the Tetrarch, a light glider-borne tank, that is a discussion for another day. Let's go with the armored-piercing rounds, and we'll have incendiary tracers as backup. When this thing first came out, people were not ready for the T-17, man. Oh shit, we did not pick the right spawn point. We did not at all. Because armored cars do not do well in the open desert. Wait, someone's already over there? Look at that. Tetrarchs, Panzer IV Charlies. But if there's any planes, it's a little too early for some planes. I don't know if that was artillery or just a friendly shooting. Panzer 35 or Panzer Czech over there. Zeal checkmate. There's some. Wow. Hi, look at me. Look how close I can shoot you. Let's see if we can. Come on. You're not dead yet? Surprised we're not dead, honestly. But we've got a pretty nice slope on the front with some pretty decent armor. So at distance, we definitely just picked the wrong spawn. You know what? Let's just rush him. You know, let's see what happens. I mean, why not? Enemy kill assist, we'll take it. I should have gone over there. Like towards the hills where there's, you know, more compact surfaces to deal with. But this thing does pick up some speed, man. Damn, even on these sand dunes. I think they've changed that, because I remember driving the Matilda on this map, and it literally took me like 5 years to get to the objective. But I believe that, you know, War Thunder, I think they should just, you know what, make 2 classifications. I know that they're putting a lot of emphasis recently in competitive play, and I think certain vehicles should be approved for competitive play. The ones that are balanced with each other. Oh, this could be good. Ah, he was just running. You know what? We're gonna circle in and finish that guy off. That's our job. Where you hiding at? I knew you're hiding down here. There's a guy over there. Yeah, let's just run in. Let's see. Oh shit. That's just my silly ally who loves to shoot at me. So where's this guy hiding? Oh, there's one up over this. So we're gonna use our speed in our little speed racer here. Get wrecked, son. We were out of ammunition, so that could have been bad. Now, how are we gonna get out of this? I've actually never been to this spot on the map. Hopefully we got the reverse rate. Reverse speed. Ooh, this is gonna be interesting. We're gonna have to have physics work for us here. What is that? That's Panzer Czech dead. That's what that is. Alright, yes. We have escaped. Hostile team is capturing Zone B. Let's go ahead and drop some arty. Can we get up this hill? That's the question. We're leaning a little to the left. I think we could try to make it. You know, no, you know what? It's over. Oh yeah, we also have to keep our eyes on the sky, man. Dude, can you imagine that? I had 11 50 cal rounds left, and we ran up on the M2A2. And that thing's armed with a 50 cal itself. And I believe a 30 cal. In a really weird setup. So we're going to flank around here and continue to show the dominance of the T-17 in realistic battles at this battle rating. It's not really good at any other battle rating. With dealing with armored vehicles on the ground, it's pretty good at any tier. Any, like, 1 through 4 even. I see you, you little Tetrock. Look at that. Wrecked. Over. It's over, son. Now where's the rest of your team? So we're circling around. This thing just shreds, man. Just shreds. It's what it does. I hear planes. Oh, friendly. HE-51. Dude, if he was on the enemy team, he would be instant death. Now we're silhouetting ourselves here. Oh, shit. They just shot down our air support. There we go. We'll take that, thank you. A burning half-track. Gotta love it, man. Gotta love this little vehicle. It is fun. If you just want to joyride and you're not very accurate in realistic battles, or you want an entry-level vehicle to get into realistic battles and, you know, kind of feel good about yourself. For me, it was in patch 1.25, I believe, with the Key 61. It was a very nice flying plane. It had 12.7s. It was great. Okay, we've got enemies spawning in. We're gonna encircle them and wreck their days. Shots have been fired at the sand. Are you gonna pop up? Hostile team. I stopped capping. Ooh. Here we go. Little M2. Oh, that guy's dead. Okay. Well, let's onwards to the next guys. But yeah, I mean, I'm a big fan of... Yeah, so let me get back into it, right? So, I believe that War Thunder, like... War Thunder's going for realism. Historical... Maybe not realism. Historical accuracy, right? Historically accurate vehicles. Getting into, like, all of the vehicles most of us never really knew unless you were a true historian of World War II. Glider-borne tanks. Being able to use gliders. Kika rockets, like submarines, ships like that. That's not all the stuff that would translate very well to, like, being balanced in competitive play. But I think they should have, like, okay, the T-34 1942 has been deemed, you can take it in a competitive play. Certain vehicles that would maybe be unfair or, you know, for whatever reason aren't perfectly balanced, they're not able to play in competitive mode, right? Some tanks you would never see in competitive mode. Like, I'm not sure if you'd ever see a Matilda. This is a tank that I was really looking forward to that just wasn't, you know, it just didn't play very good. Good old Matilda. You're so beautiful. And you're so strong. And yes, you're still the queen of the desert, even though you're not in these deserts. But yeah, so glider-borne stuff, like, just, what is it? Like, Oka rocket, kamikaze bombs, all that kind of shit. You know, put it in the game. But those things can't get into, I think you should focus on competitive play. And then also getting into, like, you know, persistent battles, making them these epic, like, let's like imagine what World War II could have been like in this battle that takes place for hours, and you can hop in, hop out, be a tank, be a plane, be a ship when they do implement them, be able to use submarines, because World of Warships won't have submarines. So if you have submarines right there, you have something that everyone wants to play. Ugh. But anyway, so we got to see some cool armored cars that War Thunder's had in the game since, like, I don't even, almost like day one. Even the days when I started playing, like, almost 3 years ago now. In patches, what, 1.25, 1.23, somewhere in there. The first dev server I ever covered was patch 1.29, and we're at what? Patch 1.55 now? Dude, the things we've seen, man. But, yeah. Let's like get that fun shit in the game. I'm gonna have like a weekly series where I'm just gonna talk about the things that I think that they should put in War Thunder. You know, because, like, it's a beautiful game, man. It's just a beautiful game. And I love it.